Welcome back to Garth's Graveyard Garage. My original plan was to get one of the other vehicles in the garage or in front of the garage and start on that, but we really need to get Wrex done and on the road due to occasionally Loretta giving me issues, but mainly because Iceman's truck gives him a lot of issues. So we need this truck back on the road and we're in the home stretch. I've done some stuff, so I'm going to show you what I've done and where we are, and let's try to get it finished. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? It's a nice day, beautiful weather, a little windy, so if we get some wind interference on the microphone, I apologize, but good day to get out here and get on that because we are so behind on things due to work and weather and everything else, life. But let me show you where we're at. If you've been following the whole progress of Wrex, our police auction truck, you remember when I cut that whole, well, side section and front section out. Well, it came time to pull it off of our donor truck over here, Stay Puff, and so that's what I did. I kind of more or less couldn't really get a pattern down, so I just kind of did some rough measurements and cut out the same section off of this truck. And as if you can tell by the grill mounted, got it welded in, so it came out real nice, and it's ugly but it's covered. There I had a little gap right through here, so I had to weld and then put in some patch metal. This right here, where this side of the cut was crushed in, so I pulled old Clyde over here, used him as an anchor, put some ratchet straps around this, pulled this out, and of course this was kind of out, and I used a ratchet strap going from the wheel to this to pull this down, get it to match, and then welded in some patch metal, got it welded on the inside, outside. I had to cut, I didn't even realize it before, but this whole section was folded and smashed up under the truck, and the only way I could get that flattened out was to cut it off, put it on the bench, get it flat, and weld it back on. And then we're going to see, hopefully, that lines up. So there's our new fender. But I've got to pat myself on the back for doing a rough cut and put it on there. All the bolt holes, screw holes, everything all lined back up just perfectly. So that means, one, I did a good job cutting and welding, but that also means the truck's not torqued any direction. We don't have any structure damage, frame damage, any of that stuff, because everything lined exactly back up. So as far as the front bumper goes, I'm going to build a big monstrosity of a bumper out here, because I'm sure as heck not going to spend $1,500, $2,000 on just some metal welded together, probably in China. So I'm going to build my own, and I'm going to also, since this truck is so high, put a little platform out here, put a receiver hitch in it, probably a spot for a winch, but mainly, like I did on Zombog over here, platform for me to stand on if I need to get up here and work on this. And of course, if I hit anything or any critters that run around out here, it's not going to do any damage to the truck again. So that's where we are. All of that welding stuff is done. It took me an entire day, which is why I didn't film it. It was not family friendly. There was some not nice words, and I kind of set myself on fire. If you've seen me in the videos, you know I always wear torn up jeans. Well, some sparks caught some of the fray, which acted like a wick on my leg, and I had flames going from my knee up to almost my waist, and I had to put that out. So yeah, I've got some boo-boos I'm still recovering from. But anyways, ow. Let's see if we can get this fender Let's this will be a good test of if all of this works. But see if we can get this fender back on this truck and make it start looking like a truck again. Because yeah, it's coming along. I'm getting more excited about it. And you know, whenever we first saw this truck, we were all nervous because we bought it sight unseen just off of a photo. But all right, enough jibber jabbering. Let's see if we can get this fender on. Okay, fender's got to go in here, over that. And oh, before I forget, I need to put the clips on this thing that go here and here so we can bolt it. Let me see if I can find them. Okay, I think this is them. And it should be, oh, I believe it's this hole and this one. Looks about right. There we go. I just noticed in shipment, got a dent. Don't surprise me. Okay, we have this one bolt ready. Come on, baby, line up. Whoa, 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 calm down. Okay. That needs to lift out. Well, those line up good. All right. What about up here? This is the important one. Let's stick that on there. Let's see. Oh, it's too far in. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, knocked the clip off. Well, found it. Look at that. It's looking like a truck again. Sweet. Okay, let me start getting this bolted down, and oh, I gotta get this clip back on. But yeah, let me get everything bolted, and then we'll be back. We got the fender pretty much on. Now I need to get all these electronic components up in here so we can get the fender well in that all this stuff mounts to. Get the battery box back in and all this stuff before we get the radiator back in here. Yeah, there's not a lot to stand on. Let's see. How does all this go? I can remember where everything goes. That goes probably there. Yeah, that looks good. It's just a ground, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, there's one of my cutting discs that went flying. Still got to find the fuel leak up under here somewhere. Let's see, this is gonna go there. Where I messed up is I should have taken pictures of that one assembled, because I walked away from it. Now I don't remember where everything goes exactly. Like that, for instance. There's a bracket. Yeah, there's a bracket that sits on. This mounts to the fender well, I remember that. That's for the washer fluid reservoir. Okay, and there should be another ground wire somewhere. Well, let's get this solenoid mounted real quick. Crazy how much room's under here when it's not smashed in. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to go peek at the other truck and figure out, because there was another ground there. And battery tray, washer. Okay, well, instead of y'all looking at me sitting here looking like a confused idiot trying to figure out where everything goes, let me work on this real quick and yeah, see if I can get this figured out. I'm gonna have to change positions and yeah, don't need my rear in y'all's face. I do like that the weather's warming up, but I don't like the fact it brings back the red wasps. So yeah, every time I get under this truck, they start inspecting so they can find a place to build a house. So we're going to be evicting them before they even get a chance to move in. But here we are, got it locked the rest of the way down, got the fender well in, and got everything pretty much mounted back minus a few wires I've got to repair. I had to repair some over here on this side and had to fix this one. He had, I don't know what he had done. He had some kind of different bulb socket on here. I don't know, but luckily we've got stuff we can cut off that truck to put on here. So that one's fixed, that one's fixed, that one's ready to go. So we're going to check out these so we can get our headlights and see if everything mounts in there. These are not made in China, they are made in Taiwan. So we've got Taiwanese aftermarket lights. I didn't go for anything crazy LED. We're just doing standard halogen, whatever. I don't know. What did we get? Yeah, some silver stars. I told him I didn't want anything too bright because these headlights are already going to be right in people's back windows. Don't need to be giving people x-rays while we're driving. But okay, let me get you guys mounted, and let's start on this side since that's the one I unwrapped, and let's see if we can get these headlights and turn signals in. Alright, thing I don't like about these is you can't touch them, and they put them in a packaging that requires you to like go Manson on them. Alright. Okay, which direction? Should be right there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Ah, this wind. Okay. Good to go. He had some kind of adapters on this. I don't know if they were like an LED adapter, but it was like a plug that took this style to the old school 3-prong, so I don't know what that was. I hung on to them. Okay, let's see if this will snap in without breaking. Get that lined up, that one lined up. They should just pop in. Maybe. There it goes. Is that one in? No. There it goes. Of course, gotta adjust these things. Yep, got the adjuster rod in the right spot. Is that one in? Yep, that one's in. Sweet. All right. Now this one should go right in there like that. Maybe. Yeah. Well, there. Why didn't that line up? Oh, wait. There, there, and there. There we go. It's looking like a truck. All right, let me find these bulbs. And 2 screws on those, easy enough. Wait a minute. Oh. Orange. Uh-oh. These should probably be, yeah, those need to be orange. I can go see if I have some of these in orange, because yeah, those, I guess typically those lenses are orange. I don't know. Let me go, probably just broke that bulb. Let me go see if I can find these. Well, I found one, which will work for right now. Okay, that one can be clear because it's behind orange. I'm not worried about inspection because we don't have inspections here in my county anymore, so that's nice. But we do occasionally have troopers. The county guys won't do nothing. Hardly get them out of their cars out here. Okay. Which way way is that spin? I hear somebody at the end of my driveway. Go. Now I just gotta find those screws. Is that in? Yeah, that's in. Okay. Nice. All right, let me see if I can find. Those are. Can't remember. Probably gonna be Phillips. Or not. Let's see, is it these? Yeah, I think it's those. I should have bagged and labeled all of these. It's a Ford. It should have some loose rattles and stuff. Whatever. All right, let me see if I can find another orange bulb somewhere in my pile of junk, and I'll knock that one out real quick, and then we'll tune back in. Maybe we'll get the radiator and the fan back in this thing, and the coolant. Yeah. I don't know. Let me knock this out real quick and we'll figure it out. Got it back in-ish. It's a little janky. I think this fender, everything on the fender lines up perfect all the way around. I think it's probably bent a little bit right there, but I can work on that later. It's just causing it to kind of stick out a little bit. But another thing I just noticed when I was getting ready to grab the radiator to put in here, is of course you got your power steering cooler, which runs up to the power steering. Why is there a transmission cooler on this truck that I bolted back? Because this is a manual. And then another thing I noticed, somebody has welded up in here before. So I'm wondering if somebody has pieced this truck together, because I'm starting to notice a lot of little things. So I'm wondering if this has been through some damage before and somebody did some patchwork, because where I welded, somebody has welded before where I cut this out. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but the radiator I pulled out of Stay Put over there is for an automatic. So I mean, we're not going to hook the lines up because there's no lines to hook up, but it should be the same radiator. We just won't use the cooler ports down there at the bottom. Everything else seems to be the same. So I don't know. I know this one, I don't believe leaks. I hope not. But let's go ahead and try and get that in the truck. Let me get the fan back on first, and then the shroud, and then we'll drop the radiator in, and then we can move everything back, because I think everything else under there is done. And then I bought 4 gallons of coolant to stick in here, and then top off with water. Yeah. Okay, let me try and get that fan spun back on, and then yeah, we'll try and get the radiator in. Let's see if we can get this. This truck is too high. I don't remember if the feet. Wish I had the old one. Okay. Look at this fan shroud. Everything else lines up though. Yeah, the fan shroud's even the same. Okay, well, yeah, somebody try it down below. It's weird. There might be a slight difference in the year model, maybe, because this is a 2000, that's a 2001. Yeah. Let me crawl under the truck and see if I can figure out what's going on, and then yeah, and there might be a slight difference because this is for an automatic. Maybe, I don't know. We'll be back. All right, we got it in. Just that when this thing got hit, that bracket on that side was slightly pushed, so pushed it back, and there we go. All right. Of course, after you do this, you always want to make sure your fan spins. That'll let you know real quick if you got it out of whack or not. That might be the wrong size bolt. Great. All right. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Reservoir, hose, hose. Okay. All right, let me get this wrapped up. Hop on that side, put those bolts on, see if I can find out what bolts go to this fan shroud, and then we'll fill it up and watch it probably leak everywhere. All right, I think I have everything tightened up. Ugh. do an inspection under there. See if we got any leaks, and if not, gallon 2. So far, so good. Don't see any drips. It's burping. Okay, grab another gallon. Took all of that. All right, gallon 4. I think we're good. Not seeing leaks anywhere, and yep, just need to run it and then top it off with water. I guess I could throw batteries in here. Make sure they're not going to be in my way for anything I need to do yet. What's going on there? I need to relocate this ground cable. Bring it around over here. Yeah, I'm not sure yet where this goes. He added that on. That ground goes there. I need to tighten that down. Yeah, there we go. That ground goes there. This looks like it might have been added on. Maybe, well, I don't know. All right, let me get this tightened down and see if I can find the 2 good batteries that go in here. And yeah, I don't remember what that goes to. I'll figure that out. I don't know. All right, yeah, let me figure out, get that tightened down, get some batteries in here, and then try and start this thing. Hadn't been started in quite a while. All right, let's see if this thing's gonna start. And I'm gonna have to prime the heck out of the fuel system. Alright. So, let me check the battery real quick, see if it's the same. There she goes. Alright. Yeah, fuel. All right. Nothing leaking. So far, so good. So open that valve up, let some coolant get through there. Air pump is running, but I don't know if it's working. We'll work on that later. There's so much stuff under here that's been rigged. Get a jug of water. Oh, I guess we should test the headlights, see if they actually work. Uh-oh. I think that, yeah, that's on. All right, we got no headlights, so more than likely, probably going to be a fuse, because it was nighttime whenever he crashed, so it probably popped a fuse. We'll figure that out. Figure out where that fuse is. All right, let me let this get up to temperature, and then I don't think I've ever checked the tail lights. Oh, we got tail lights. That's a weird light. It's like on the screen it looks like orangish. It's actually a red. That one's not working. Yeah, none of these side markers are working. I'll have to get those wired up. I want all these lights to work. But all right, well, at least we got tail lights. Get these working too, unless that's wired into the brake lights. I don't know, we'll figure it out. All right, let me let this thing warm up, and then I'm gonna top it off with coolant, and then we'll move on to, I think I wanna try and fix the harness for the radio. Good morning. It's like a week later, and I think where we left off is I was gonna tackle the radio. The reason I didn't film anything up to this point is because the microphone died, so I just started doing some little stuff. So let me show you where we're at. This mess. The feller that used to own this truck had wired in a blue LED strip in the bottom of this. I don't know why. I guess he just wanted the blue lights. It'd been easier just to put blue bulbs in it, but all the dash lights were burnt. So changed all those out, pulled that blue LED light out of there. I'm not a fan of that stuff. So all the lights in the dash are not working. The high beams weren't working. That ended up, after tracing down all the hard stuff, the fuse tested good. Ended up just being a loose fuse, because I noticed after I was probing around in there, they randomly started working. Wiggled the fuse and it was making the high beams not work. So that was just a loose fuse. So now here we are over here. Here's the radio. I went ahead and pulled the blown airbag, all that component out of there, because I remembered, hey, we've got one over there with Stay Puft. So we're going to pull that one out here in just a minute, and we'll put that airbag in here. Definitely want to disconnect the ground wires, because I've never had one pop on me, but I don't want to start today, because it would be my luck. Climate controls, if you've been watching. Fan was stuck on high. Well, at first it wasn't working. None of this was working. He had a hot wire ran from the ignition over to the fan motor, and I'm not a fan of rigging, so pulled that off and then realized this didn't work. Found the relay under the box under the hood, and as soon as I pulled it out, it was burnt. So I knew that was going to be the problem. Changed the relay, got in here, and it was stuck on only high would work. which tells me, okay, well, in these, if you only have high, that means the resistor is bad in the fan box. So put a new resistor in, and now we have all of that. The hot cold wasn't working, so this feller, again, instead of just fixing it, installed water valves on the heater hoses to turn the heater core off and on, when all he had to do was change a little $10 part that's right there. You don't even need tools. It just snaps into place. He could have just opened the glove box and changed that out. So now we have hot and cold. It works properly now. AC does blow cold. It was a little low. I topped it off. That's about where we are on that. I haven't started on this radio mesh yet because he's got stuff running everywhere, so I'm waiting on that. We do have a radio we're going to put in here, a nice touchscreen Android unit. But more or less, all of this is done. I took the steering wheel off to inspect the clock spring because I knew it was going to be shot. It was unraveled and all over the place. I tried using the one out of Stay Puft. It too is not good, which is why I guess the horn and stuff was bypassed in that one. So I'm going to order a new clock spring, and when I put that in, if it's in this video, I'll show you. If not, I'll just pop it in. There's plenty of videos that show you how the clock springs work in these things. They're not real hard. The steering wheels on these come off easy. Airbag. This is the airbag and horn out of Stay Puft because I did test the other one that was in here, and it was, I ohm tested it, and it was stuck on. Like, it didn't matter if you hit the button or not. Yeah, the horn would have just been blaring as soon as I hooked it up. Tested the one out of Stay Puft, it works. But let me grab my tools, and then I'll show you to take the airbag out. You only need a 7/16. Real easy in these trucks. Looking sadder and sadder. So it's a excuse me. That snuck up on me. There's two studs, or 2 bolts and 2 nuts. We need to take those off, and then this whole unit pops out of here. This truck is not hooked up to any power, so we're good. I can't really. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to film because they're buried up under there. So let me get those out real quick, and then I'll show you how this airbag comes out, and then we can go stick it in Wrex. These just snap in, and then the airbag will come out behind it, and then you got to unplug it, which if I can get to it without there you go. Just unplug it, and there it is. There's the whole airbag unit. This one's still good. Yeah, that other one was rusty, but we'll go pop this one in Wrex. But I'm going to disconnect the negative ground, or the ground cables on the batteries, because we don't need to have some kind of freak accident, because if something like that's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. But all right, let's go jump over there. Batteries disconnected. Make sure I got all my bolts here. And plug this in. And set that down in there. Got it. And got it. All right. And then that just, there you go. Just need to clean it. This whole truck needs to be cleaned. But then we just gotta put these nuts on. And that's all there is to changing the airbags in one of these. Steering wheel's a little different. There's a little bit more to it, but the steering wheels in these are real easy to do also. So I'm hoping hopefully if the clock spring shows up while we're filming this episode, you can watch me do it. If not, like I said, there's plenty of other videos out there that show it. Where is the... Come on. There it is. Another thing I did was the when I had to rebuild, well, that's loose. When I had to rebuild the front end on this truck, of course you got to have an alignment done, and I got it close, but I noticed when I would go any sort of a straight line, the steering wheel was completely the wrong direction, so I did the string alignment on it to get it better, but I need to take it over to the 4x4 shop that my buddy works at and have them put it on the alignment machine. Hopefully they give me my free alignment, because when they were first opening, their alignment machine didn't work, and I went over there and took it apart, took the computer home, went through it, got the software working, and got them operational so they could do alignments. Just my luck, there's going to be a damage to the airbag sensor in the truck, and as soon as I hook up the battery, it's going to go off. That better not happen. Be better than setting myself on fire, though. That's getting really old. Oh, arthritis. There you go. Real-time installation. Glove box is back in there, and that's done. I'm glad that other truck had the same color scheme. All right, I'm gonna go hook up the battery cables, and we'll see if this blows. If it does, you're gonna get first or front row seat to yeah. Okay, first ground cable. All right, if it was gonna go off, it would have gone off. And second ground cable. I don't even know where the sensor is on this thing. Jana. One thing I don't want to lose is the key for the glove box. I did get bored and plug in the OBD to this, so I wanted to see what codes were out, in this truck. Since the accident, there's like 20 codes, and that's not just engine, that was to body control, airbag system, everything. It was, I don't know why the check engine light wasn't on, but there was, I think, 12 codes for the engine. A lot of it to do with fuel pressure and stuff like that, which obviously that was damaged. But okay, let me see what's next. Oh, I think climate controls are working. We can put that back together. I can do that. Radio, I'll mess with that later. Let me show you, I guess, next what I want to start on, which we're going to have to move the truck over to the front of the garage. But I want to start building the bumper on this because that's pretty much the only thing that's keeping me from driving it right now. It's now got plates and tags and insurance and everything, and then alignment. But let me, I'm going to show you two things. So be right back. First thing I want to show you is I had said I was going to get some new stuff in the merch store. This stuff I'm designing, well, I don't remember if it was this video or not, or maybe it was the last video, but my designs are finally live, and here's one of them. If you've seen the other videos or one of the other videos or whatever, you'd see that I, when I talked about how I used to own a comic book store, I still have comic books. So I figured it'd be fun to have a GARTH'S Graveyard Garage mock comic book cover. So this is one of them. You got me and the Graveyard Princess and the little Muppet on there, and where the cute or those codes are normally out on the comic book. That one, and it actually works. So if you scan it, it takes you to our website. And then there's, I think, 3 or 4 other shirts I put in there, and Princess got her own, Vivian Beaker, she's got her own shirt, so that's in there now. A couple patriotic ones, and I'm working on a couple others. And yes, Little Muppet will have her own shirt too. I'm working on that one. That one's a little tougher because she's the sweet and innocent one. Yeah, right. But let me get the truck moved over here, and let me show you my ideas for building the ultimate monster bumper on this thing. Because if it hits something again, I want it to do some damage the other direction. One more thing before I move the truck. Something else I just stumbled over, I figured I'd show you. There's the front drive shaft. You know, I don't know if you can see it. It's got a bend in it, and I think that was actually from the tow yard whenever they used the forklift. So yeah, it's kinked there, and yeah. I was going to take the one off Stay Puft, but it's not in there. So, got to replace that, but I went and priced them, and I can get them for like 90 bucks. So, for right now, it's just not on the truck, but more damage that we got to fix. I'm not a Ford guy, but I love this truck. Alright, so one gift that Mike brought me, well, I got more, but he brought me some C-channel. That's some heavy duty. I think that thing's probably 70, 80 pounds, somewhere in that vicinity. On top of that, he also brought me a Polaris and a Honda. That thing, yeah, that, yeah, came out of a barn. Belonged to an old lady, and I cleaned the car up, threw a battery in it, and it runs great. It's been sitting for several years. It was completely covered in dust. You couldn't tell what color it was, but I had no idea. This is a 95 Honda 4Trax 200. I had no idea these things were valuable. I mean, it was close to going in the trash, and then I looked it up, and they're booking around like 1,500 bucks. I'm like, oh. So yeah, we're gonna sell it. This 92 Polaris 250 4x4, it's a 92. It's probably been sitting outside since 93. Everything is seized on it, but it has great compression. So one of my ideas is we just strip this thing down and get rid of the four-wheeler stuff, and we turn this into like a little monster toy something, I don't know. But anyways, back to this. So this piece right here, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it, I think it's 53 inches, and then it's gonna go across here. So that's gonna be the back brace. And then we'll have a C-channel come out here about a foot. I want about a foot out. So we come out here about a foot, and then 6-inch pipe out here across the front that angles back, and then we fill all this in with diamond plate front, put receiver hitch in it, all that kind of stuff. I have a plan in my head, and that's usually how I work best, so I think we're going to start on that. We're going to need to measure, get the holes in the right spot, but yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So first thing we're going to do, I guess, is we're going to bust out the the chop saw, and cut that down to 53 inches, and then figure out where the holes need to go. And I need to see if I've got some bolts. I need probably some grade 8s would be good if I've got them. I don't think, is that plate supposed to be there? That's probably not factory. That don't look factory. That looks like somebody tacked it on there, which makes it kind of difficult. Make sure the bolts aren't too long. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it's got some bends in it, and it did quite a number there from the wreck, but we're still good there, and we're still good here. So let me get that set up and see if I can lug that big old piece of C-channel over here and get set up and see if we can cut it down. Cut this big old end off first, and then we'll measure it. Oh, let's see how this thing does. Too bad. Probably need to stand it up, maybe. Maybe I get a... Yeah, there's not much of that wheel left. I don't know. Well, let me go ahead and measure. And 53, I'm gonna double check, make sure it's supposed to be. And Wrex is leaking diesel again. Let's see, 3 over. 3 over 50. Yeah, 53 inches. We'll be fine. All right, which is... Okay. This will be a little lighter now. Should be right on the money about there. And then we'll have our brace. And I don't know if I have any drill bits that'll go through this. Oh, it's actually US steel. It means it's old. Alright. We'll probably have to torch the holes and then drill them out to make them nicer. Alright, get this one cut. Try to. There we go. Give it a little buzz with the grinder. All right. And then we just need, it's probably not, yeah, it's not the right length, but we're gonna go out that way like that. And then we'll have our front supports. Yeah, I need a straight piece, but I've got more in the truck. So, and I'm gonna have to change that out. But one step at a time. Next, get that centered and figure out where we need to put our bolt holes. All right, got it centered out. This will be the bottom holes down here. So we'll start there and then we'll figure out our pattern. Luckily everything lines up to even amounts. And I doubt my drill bit's gonna go through this, so I'm gonna get it started just by knocking some holes in it. There's one. Yep. All right, see if those holes line up, get it set on there, and then what we can do is use a marker and line everything up. So let me grab one more bolt, 2 nuts, giggity, and we'll see if we can get it up there, and then we can line up our other holes. Okay, I'm gonna have it go. Put a level on this thing. Change those out. Another thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I get this in a position to where if we need to take it off, I can get to the bolts. I've seen some people, they build something cool and then they realize they can't get to their mounting hardware because they've welded around it. So I always got to think at least 3 steps ahead. Okay. That's at the bottom. So as long as we mark it, that plate is really in my way. Mark it there. I'll probably get away with just 3 on each side. That way I'm not fighting this, because I do like this support piece being here that they added. Yeah, because I can get to all of these holes with the marker. So we'll just do that. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. Where's my levels? I wonder if the truck is level. Slightly tilting. Well, hold on. Is my concrete level? My slab's level. So if we do, there we go. Let's try it here. No, that ain't level. I need to fit on the axle. No. There's nowhere really to check. Okay. We're just gonna go off of. Is that level? Okay, well the grill's pretty level. So this needs to go up a hair right there. All right, let me grab a socket and grab a socket and a wrench. Good enough, and we're level. Nice. Okay, tighten this down. What am I hitting now? Good enough. Okay, let me get these marked, and once we get this to where it's solid, we can get our front piece over here. Now the 6-inch pipe that Jared has for me, I don't know how long it is, and I can't cut it on location, so this might get interesting. But let me work on this some more, and then we'll be back. Good morning. I'm not sure where we left off on the video. I think I was starting to work on the bumper, but in the midst of, and that was like a week and a half ago, somewhere in there. Anyways, but in the midst of that, got a call from Iceman, so we're gonna go meet up with him. He found us something that might be useful in getting Wrex back on the road. Basically another donor truck, but in better shape. So we're gonna go meet up with Ice, me and little Muppet here. Are you awake? Go meet up with Ice, so you get to finally see him again, because there's been a lot of people asking me where he is and if he's still around and if he still exists and was he real. Yes to most of that, but all right, we're gonna go get on the road, meet up with him. It's not too far away, about 20 minutes away, and see if we can get this truck he found on the trailer and back over here so we can take off any parts we might need. We have found the Iceman. All right, try and keep up with him. He's in a rush apparently this morning. So, all right, catch up with him, get onto this property and see what we're dealing with. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know what year model, but it's the right era. But this is a Triton F450 V10 model. No engine or transmission in it, but good door, good fender, good hood, minus this little rust spot. That's an easy fix, but there's no damage. And another good fender. And positive side, this is the Z1 white paint code, the same as Wrex. So I think we're gonna just pop these emblems off and pop these fenders and everything onto Wrex, and then I don't have to do any paint or body work, because at some point, I mean, he's probably going to get a wrap, but these fenders are in good shape. Don't need really any of that. But if the doors, I don't know if the doors are the same. I think the 450 and the 350 should be the same doors, just change out these parts. But this door's in much better shape too. It's actually very clean. Just got some moss growing on it. And then bezel parts. We need this bezel, probably this light switch if it's the same. There's a few little pieces we need off of this one. Oh, that is gnarly mold. If the seat wasn't torn right here, it'd be a good seat, but it's a bench seat. But I think it's probably the same. Let's see if we can see what year model this thing is. It's a 01. All right, well, it's the same as Wrex is a 2000, but these parts will all work on it. Hopefully, most of the ones we need. So, all right, Mike's over there, well, causing destruction. Yeah. Oh, while we're here, show you something else cool. Mike's doing a big haul off on this property, but one thing that we might have some fun with is this old case here. Apparently we can have it. So this might be a fun, will it run? Apparently the rest of the parts and stuff are around here too. So yeah, this might be fun, be something cool to use around the yard, moving stuff around, especially if we can get all the other parts to it. But yeah, we might see that in an upcoming video. But all right, we gotta see if we can get this big old long sucker up on the trailer after Mike's done tractor handling things and causing destruction. But your Uncle Mike is crazy. All right, let's we'll tune back in when we get this thing or start getting it on the trailer. All right, everybody, he's here. Everybody's been asking about him.
You missed me yet?
Nice shirt, by the way.
I missed you. Oh, it's a custom t-shirt. There I am, right there.
In the shadows.
Yeah, where I like to be.
All right, let's try something new. Let's try a Muppet cam. Let's turn the camera over to the little Muppet and see if she can operate a camera for the first time. You ready? Okay, here you go. You know how to do it.
You can't laugh while you're doing it.
You play enough with your tablet filming and doing goofy stuff, I think you'll be all right.
Okay, there's that one.
Yeah, I think it's probably the length of the trailer, but it's nice not having the bed on here.
Oh yeah, it gets that part out of the way.
Yeah, well, width, and then if we can go,
Right.
It's tall enough too, if we need to, we can go all the way over the front.
Yeah, it would go over
Yeah.
the winch if you had to.
We could probably just, man, if we had more time, there's a lot of parts off this truck we could use.
How much time are we talking?
Well, it would make it harder to move though. But I was looking at this rear end. I'm like, this would be a good rear end to hang on to, but might take, if the doors are gonna work, might take the doors too, because they're in much better shape.
The only problem with taking the doors is when I start throwing parts in it from Hendrix Automotive.
Well, I have doors to put on it.
Oh, okay. So you could
I'll give you Rex's doors.
do a door trade?
Yeah, do a door trade. Yeah, without that back window, you can fill it up. Start chunking them in the... Has the winch been cooperating?
What's that?
Has the winch been cooperating?
Yeah, everything seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing for once. No chief complaints.
Oh, I did order that new drive shaft for Wrex for the front. You want to go low.
Yeah, I'm looking low. I can go on this, probably on this fuel tank plate. If the hole's big enough.
Yeah,
really.
nope.
I wonder if it'll pull that off. Probably not. That's skid plate for the fuel tank.
Well, there's no weight on this truck. It's all frame.
You may have to steer a little bit.
Oh, we can roll. Oh, we can't roll the window down unless the handles.
Unless you see it on the floor.
Why is it? Oh, is the brake on? Oh, e-brake's on. You ready? It might roll.
Well, that made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, why is it not moving?
Oh.
Underside lining up.
Well, I'm watching this hub sticking out here. I'm hoping it fits.
Well, we may, if that's the case, if we get down to it, we may have to put something to kick the rear end.
Way up.
It might go off. Let's
You good on that side, hub-wise? Is your hub good on that side?
see. So far,
Okay.
it's going to be real close.
Yeah, it's real close on this side too.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, we're...
Okay, I got an idea.
Uh-oh.
I thought my ideas were good.
How close are you on that side?
Very.
Oh, you're on it.
You have more than that?
I have, yeah, you're about that much more that way.
I don't think that's gonna matter. I think it's gonna go I just don't want it hitting right here and pulling that off. Or
yeah, well, that's what I was saying. If we got the hubs up on top of the rails, you could just...
How are we gonna get it off that way?
We'll figure something
out. Hit the brakes and let it
yeah. At least it rolls.
I wonder if I should get those any higher.
You almost need to load it front ways and then have the back wheels hanging off the back.
If I did that, we'd have to let it down now, use the tractor to spin the truck around, and we could probably...
We could pull it. I mean, the truck rolls very easy. We just saw that. Actually, we could roll the truck down the hill, and then you could back up to it over there.
As long as the pitch ain't too high to pull it up.
No, I mean, just stop right there. We could do that. It might be easier than all of this if we just load it on front ways.
And let the rear end hang, let the rear end stop right there before it hits?
Yeah, right up to it. Yeah, that window got busted out, all the glasses everywhere.
Behind the back door. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
You take the brake off?
Yeah. There he goes. It's all right. Not enough momentum. I am staring right at a wasp. There's a wasp building a nest right there.
Right?
Yeah, it's right here in the door jamb. Okay, this is what we're gonna go with. Half of it on the trailer, half of it dragging.
And rolling.
Yeah, because we figured out this front end is not attached to the truck. It's yeah, it's not bolted up anywhere. It's just kind of under here. So yeah, we're gonna try that. You operate the tractor? So all right, we're gonna get this cinched on so we don't do any more damage, and then attempt to get it home. Well, we had to resituate the truck. We've got it 99-ish% on the trailer now. As soon as he started dragging it with those rear wheels, it wanted to cave the cab in, and we didn't want to do that. So it's on there, and yeah. So we're gonna just take it easy and limp home, and hopefully we make it, and getting it off shouldn't be too bad. So all right, we'll tune back in if something happens or if we make it home.
Do it or don't.
I don't know if I really want to film us taking this off, because people always talk trash about how we unload vehicles. This one don't fit, so we're doing we're doing what we got to do. Maybe we're using Wrex as an anchor. You moved Wrex. You moved Wrex.
Huh?
You moved Wrex.
Yeah, no, I saw it jerking back and forth.
Well, we haven't hit the door yet, but we're sure eating into this cab. We need to probably get this closer. Oh, well, there's a screw sticking out of this tire. Good morning. It's a few days later, and I apologize. The battery died on the camera in the midst of the fun stuff happening, like the truck yanking Wrex and then falling off the trailer. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, it's off. It's sitting here. And let me catch you up to speed. I've been doing little things like robbing door handles, stole the fenders, stole the hood. Was gonna do the doors, but we kind of caved it in right here when we were pulling it off, so it would just look like what's on there. And then I stole, let's see, by the way, this truck only had 87,000 original miles on it, but that says a lot about these V10s. But so, pulled the instrument cluster. I'm sure somebody would want that. What else? Pulled the housing off the center, the steering console. I took some little missing pieces, plastic pieces, took the bezel. Yeah, just took a bunch of little stuff. So let me show you where we're at, up to speed on everything going on. Haven't done the hood yet because I need help with that because this truck is too high. And then I've jumped ahead on a few other things too, like the welding. And when I started building this thing, I wasn't exactly sure how big I was going to make it, but I figured, you know what, this is a Ford. I'm probably going to be working on it a lot. I need a workbench on the front of the truck because that's probably where I'm going to spend 90% of the time. So there we go. I'm still working on it. I'm gonna hack this. I put this on here and realized it's just too small. So I've got some bigger pipe I'm gonna weld on here. Probably mount some lights, license plate, maybe more lights. Put the little trim piece below there. Yeah, all that little stuff. And yeah, but here's the fenders. I took off the Triton V10 emblems, but I just figured I'd mess with people and leave those 450 emblems on there. Still trying to get these old American flag decals off. Still got to get all this moss off of it, but it saved me having to do any paint work. But it looks like a truck again. And let's see, what else have I done? Oh, I had the wiring schematic for the stereo system on this thing, so I went ahead and pulled out the spider web of junk that he had in there and just rewired it with a proper harness. That way if somebody wanted to put a factory radio back in here, they could. It's got the proper Ford harness back on it. And then I stuck this touchscreen puppy in here. They came from one of our sponsors. We'll get into it later, but they sent me this Android sound system to try out, so popped it in here. And I wasn't sure what speakers were going to work in this, but the fronts are working, the rears aren't. And I don't know if he had them removed or they're just not hooked up in the back. I have no idea. We'll have to pull those pillar covers off. Oh, somebody's backing up in front of my place. But yeah, I figured next what we'll do that we can actually do on camera together is change out the clock spring on this steering wheel for the airbag, because we know it's shot. The horn don't work. I don't think any of the buttons work. And I pulled the old one out and it was unwound all up in there. And I knew it was because every time you turn the steering wheel, you could hear like paper. So we're gonna pull that off, put the new pieces on the column here, and we'll knock that out real quick. And I don't remember if I said it. I fixed the fuel leak. Couldn't really film that because you have to pull the intake off and get down under the turbo to do that return line. And so all new return line and other crossover line, all of that's done. Fuel leaks are done. So okay, I've got to try and get this video wrapped up today, so I don't know where we're going to stop. We'll stop when we hit a point. I'm trying to get you as much content as possible, but we have currently flood watch and storms coming in, so if it gets too bad, we can't leave the house, or the worst side of that, we can't get home. So let's get started on this steering wheel. Now this isn't really an instructional video, but tip: make sure your batteries are disconnected before you go messing around with the airbag. But we need to get this ignition switch out of here first. find the... I gotta find the button. What in the wrong? No, that's all right. Well, let's take this column off first, so I can't see it. Oh, wrong one. One of these doesn't have a screw in it. I think it's that one. One broken. Hooked on. Oh, okay. Now we can push the button on the ignition switch. Go. And changing this out with the one from the other truck. And get this piece off. Oh, can I do this without taking the dash? Don't really want to take the dash apart again. Oh, I got it. All right. Now, there's two plastic tabs behind the steering wheel. This one didn't have them, but the other truck did, so I stole them off of there. But there's just two bolts holding the whole airbag in here. If I remember correctly, I think it's like a 8mm, 8 or 10. It's an 8. Hopefully we don't need the steering wheel puller again since I've already had it off once. Yeah, hopefully we'll get done with this boring stuff and get back on something fun. Oh, and that case tractor we showed you a little while ago in this video, the gentleman that has that property decided to go out there and play with it and did more damage than anything, so we're going to just scrap it because yeah, I don't have the room for the amount of stuff he tore apart. Alright, when you get that out, you just disconnect the plug for the horn and for the airbag. Maybe. Get out of there. There. Alright, there's your airbag and horn. And then unplug this harness. Wait, which one? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Wait. What did I not have plugged in? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, unplug that. And oh, we might have to pull it again. Great. Oh, there it goes. Sweet. this is your clock spring right here. This is what gives you your horn, radio controls, airbag. And what it is it's a ribbon cable up inside here. And what happened is, since the steering wheel or steering wasn't connected in this, it just unraveled. I need to unplug the harness down here. It's a good thing, I guess, about being in a lifted truck like this. I don't have to kneel down. It's all right here. Got it. Alright, I'll take it out of that carrier. That snap. Go, and then that just pulls off there. And that's your clock spring with a, oh, that was probably the chime for the key. All right, let me go find the other one. All right, this is probably China. Let's see, it should be on this side. Yeah, up, yep. Well, there we go. All right. That should be right. And this just sits in here. Man, this fly is driving me nuts. Should just set in here. What's going on? I don't really care about the door dinger, but oh, is it supposed to come off there? I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, don't need that. The old one's still there. Plug it in. Maybe. Which way does this thing go? Oh. Alright. And all right. I guess I Yeah, I guess that stays there. I don't know. Okay, that's done. Now, find out if we're gonna have a horn or not. That was my biggest concern. Don't really care about the airbag or the steering wheel controls. Well, cruise control is nice, I guess, but main thing was having the horn back in here. All right, line's back up. I'll just say it's noisy because it's new. Okay, new plastic. Is that it? Nope. Wait, there it is. And even took the tilt, since this one's not rusty. Alright, get this back on without. And bottom piece. So let me go ahead and put the new ignition switch-ish in. Okay. Let's hook this back up before I put the whole console back together. We'll do hook the battery up and make sure everything is kosher. Come on. All right. And I'm losing my marbles. Where did I set them? Well, that's not even the right color. There's that one. Heck, don't matter. Where did I put the 8mm? Oh, wait. Maybe? No? That one? I can't wait till this truck is done. There's the screws for that. Okay, I just had them. Oh, I guess another thing we can do too is I got a new front drive shaft for the 4-wheel drive. It came in yesterday. So we'll pop that thing in here. I can't find this. I'm gonna have to go steal it from the other truck. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go do. I don't know where I put them, so I'll be right back. All right, go hook the horn up, or the batteries up, and see if the horn's gonna work. If the horn works, everything else should be fine. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it doesn't go off when it's right under me. Key in it? Oh, well then, dinger works. Great. All right, horn. Oh, yes. All right. If you're wondering why I'm so excited about the horn, you need it so much with these drivers at this lake. So, and I've got another thing kind of in the horn department I'm working on that's going to go on this truck, and it's not an air horn or anything like that. It's something I've been wanting to do, and I have to build it, but it'll be fun. But all right, horn works, we're good there. Got radio. Oh, I guess we need to do, since this is the key, is this the right key? Yeah, okay. We need to change out the while we're in here, we can see what speakers are in here, and also see why there's crank and electric, and find out what's going on. It should be screw on. It's like can you glue these things on? Let me work on this for a minute, and then we'll investigate together. Figured it out. That door panel was not on this truck. This one is correct. Hand crank. I started looking at this one. This one came out of, I guess, the fully loaded XLT. So it has the longer piece for the electronic controls. And you can see where he wallered and drilled this out to put in mechanical windows. But what's cool is this is the right color out of that 450 that matches that one. As long as I can find this little trim piece that's missing, but we'll actually have the right color to go back on here. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Got some Scoosh 3-ways. Still in good shape, and they work. We should probably clean this up. We're not going to. Let me get the tools we need, because we need to get in here. There's 2 bolts holding the door handle on. There's one in here somewhere, right there, and another one in here somewhere. So let me get that set up, and then we can pop these gnarly door handles out and hopefully have door locks. And it'll just be like an old school. I'm so used to driving newer vehicles that have electronic locks and electric windows, but we're just going to do it old school and remember that we have to lock all the doors because apparently these trucks are easy to steal. All right, I'll get this one out first. Oh, you know what? Disconnect the door handle first because that's kind of a pain in the butt. I need a longer screwdriver. There. Good Lord. Okay. There's one. And I set it right there. Number 2 is down here. The sad part about this is on the other truck, the door handle was below me, so I could see down in the door to get the lock off. Oh, okay, well this works. It's actually right in my face. There you go. There's one. Normally you can pop this wire off, change out your door locks and stuff, but these are crusty anyway, so just change the whole assembly. All right. Where's it? It's going to be right there. Okay. Guess it might help to castrate this thing before I try and stick it in. Giggity. See if I can do this from the inside easier. Where are you at? There. Alright. I think that feels right. I just noticed they don't use rubber door seals on these things like everybody else. Tighten that down. Put the handle back up. Where is it? Where'd you go? There you are. Wait. What's going on here? How? Okay. Let's try the key. Alright, there it is. Cool. That works. And, oh, gotta put the window rail back on. And let's make sure this door actually opens and closes. Oh yeah, much nicer. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna work on the other side and get that done. See if I can get this new panel back on, see if I can find that missing piece. Anybody remember that book from back in the old days, in the 80s? Okay, enough rambling. Let me work on this because it's already starting to get up near 90. All right, got that all wrapped up. New door handle in there, lock works. But while I was working over here, I noticed something. Diesel. So my problem wasn't the return line, which normally it is, so I went ahead and changed it, and I'm glad I did. It did have it was starting to wear out, so before long it would have started leaking. But I had to do some research. Apparently there's a fuel drain plug in the back of the cylinder head. You've heard me say it before. I'm not a diesel guy. I don't know nothing about these things. Oh, loose bolt. So I had to do some research, and I found one forum that said, check the back of the cylinder head. There's a drain plug that can come loose. Unfortunately, with a lifted truck, I have to climb, because you can't get to it from the top, I don't think. I have to climb kind of up inside the engine to get to it. So I'm going to try that real quick. I think I see which bolt it is. And yeah, let me give that a shot. And then we'll probably get that... I'm not going to, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do any welding today. Get the piping done and stuff. Iceman brought me some pipes. But I do want to at least get that new drive shaft on. We'll make sure it fits, because I don't know. I'm sure it's aftermarket from China. So let me see if I can fix this fuel leak real quick, and then we'll try and tackle that drive shaft. All right, the fuel leak is fixed. It was loose. I finally got my arm up in there, and it was, yeah, hand loose. And luckily, just all you do is stick a 1/4-inch ratchet in there, and that's the fitting it is. So just cranked it down real good, and no more drips in my face. All right, this new drive shaft is a little different, but it looks like it should work. I hope. I don't want to have to go sending this back. Before I take the tape off, let's make sure. Let's see. I think so. Oh wait, hold it. much easier with another person. Alright, let's see. This one goes in, it should be alright. Okay, yeah, it's just they just changed up the design a little bit. And lengthwise, as long as that makes it all the way over there. Uh-oh. That's not long enough. Is it because of the lift? That's not good. It's like right there. We're an inch, 1 inch short. Oh, maybe it'll come further. I don't know what is making noises over there. Chupacabra. Alright, well, I'm going to finish tightening this up and then we'll tune back in and see if we got time to do anything else. Okay, I'm finally back to the garage. Had to go run some errands, stop by O'Reilly's, pick up my Riley, and since she's been good, took her by the little candy shop out here at the lake, got her some treats. But all right, I've got to start wrapping things up because it's getting dark out here, and it's not because of the time of day, it's because of what's apparently moving in. So I got to start getting ready. But I figure this is a good stopping point for now. We still haven't done a real test drive on this. I don't know if that'll probably be just a clip in another video or something. But when I got back, I went ahead real quick. I picked up some spray paint and went ahead and busted out the old R Captain welder and little plasma cutter and put a bigger bar on there that's more serious, and went ahead and threw a coat of paint on it because I don't need it rusting. And that's how much metal. That was a full 4x8 sheet of diamond plate. That's how much metal is on this. And I'm not done yet because I still need to install a receiver hitch, spot for the license plate, and then the little trim piece to go around to beautify it. And probably for Iceman, throw some fishing pole holders either here or in the back. Probably in the back because you got a whole deck back there. But I gotta say, this truck has come a long way from pulling it out of that police impound yard. Fuel leak is officially fixed. I've cycled the fuel a few times and normally there'd be puddles under there. So that's done. She's running good. Topped her off with oil because I realized I hadn't done that, and she wasn't that low. She was like 2 quarts low. But we do need to do a oil change on her, and still need to swap out this hood. And believe it or not, I just threw some washer fluid in the reservoir, and it actually works. And got new wipers, and yeah, about ready for a drive. Mainly over to get in an alignment because I just did the whole string alignment, got it straight-ish. I've gotten pretty good at the string thing. I mean, that's how I did Zombug, and it goes down the road straight-ish. But yeah, I don't think people are gonna get in my way. But yeah, get this hood off, realign it because it's a little out of whack. I think this fender needs to be brought in just a little bit. I haven't fine-tuned it, but interior's all back together now. Dash is all put together. Touchscreen stereo. The buttons are working. Ordered a new light switch since this one's loose. Pulled those LED, the dome lights, pulled them out of Stay Puft over there and then converted them over to LED. And pretty sure this used to be a bench seat because this truck I don't think came with this, but I'll wire this up, that way it works. And I need to clean out the back still, and pull the kick panel. This little kick panel is actually, there's one in Stay Puft, so we got that covered. We were missing one lens, but thanks to the 450 we got that. So I need to fix these lights. You got an orange on this back corner, and then you got red. So I'm gonna do some swapping, and I probably turn, I don't know, actually I found these online. I might go ahead and order a couple. I ordered some other ones, but they don't match. But yeah, all right, I think that's gonna be it. Those wheels, man, really brought this truck out. Oh, I'm hearing thunder. And I gotta remember to lock these the doors at night whenever I start driving this thing, because I'm used to my beep beep. But all right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up and go inside, relax for a little bit, and yeah. Since the beginning of this video, we told you about, or I showed you the one merch shirt. We've added a few more shirts, so go check those out. I've ordered all of them because I dig them all, and if you go on our Facebook page, you can see some of the new ones. And it was fun surprising Iceman with his new shirt. He had no idea I was doing it, and he ain't real tech savvy, so he didn't even know it was in the merch store. So luckily I got one in, I surprised him with it, and it was a good reaction, and his wife loved it. So, but all right, I'm gonna wrap this up, start cleaning this up. I've got that running really good, up for sale. It's on Marketplace. Gotten a few bites, of course. Is this available? Get that out of here, and making some other things disappear. I got rid of my boat, sold that because our lake is at like 40%, 46% full. Can't use the lake, so I got rid of the boat. Caretaker's going bye-bye. We're gonna get him out of here. He wasn't officially what I wanted. I'm looking for a hearse. So if you got a lead on a hearse, you can get me a hearse, let me know. Cheap, I'm broke. But yeah, slowly getting stuff out of here, making room for other stuff, and getting ready to start chopping that up, get this 450 out of here. Gonna bring the satellite over. We gotta bring Slim Jim, that square body, over. I need to do the floor pans and Millie, and the fuel pump on Lenny, get him out of here. So, all right, I'm exhausted. That was 4 solid days to build that bumper. I'm worn out. I mean, not all together, but all right. Love you guys. Check out the merch store. Follow us on Facebook, and hopefully you'll see us again soon, and we'll have something more interesting, because I'm tired of messing with this truck. I just want to finally enjoy it. So, we'll see you in the next one.